living large and taking charge, big boys.
Listen up, it's Dani and Tay, and we are heard. Hey guys, welcome back to Heard the Podcast. It's Dani without Tay. She is away with a family emergency, but I'm joined here by a familiar voice. What's your name, familiar voice?
It's Lasana.
Lasana.
Hey.
Lasana is the co-host today for this episode. We're about to have some fun because we be getting into it.
Yes.
We be getting into it. All right, so guys, make sure you guys follow Heard the Podcast on Instagram and Twitter at Heard the Podcast, HERD the podcast. Make sure you guys listen to us on all podcast streaming platforms at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Anchor, anything, all that stuff. And then make sure you guys click our support link. You can support us on Anchor. That will be in the description box on any podcast streaming service that you listen to us on. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, HER''D the podcast. We just reached over 3,000 views on our Normani clip, and then we also reached over 3,000 views on our Little Mix clip as well. People were mad about that clip, Lasana. I'll see you the link. Yeah, people were mad about that clip because we talked about all types of stuff with Little Mix. All right, so before we get into like the mess, because this week has been kind of messy.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I want to shout out Dayon Green. He's a rapper from the DMV area. We actually interviewed him late last year, late 2020. He is, let me see, hold on, because BET created a platform called Amplifying. So I guess they promote, up and coming talent, and they spotlight everyone, and then the person, people can vote on the favorite artist, and then they get a chance to, perform or do whatever. So it's called because right now Dayon Green is a semifinalist for BET Music's BET Amplified, powered by Rock Nation and Tidal. So vote for his song Big Stepper. And yeah, so that was good. I love that. He's actually a really good artist, Lasana. You should listen to him. I think you'll like him a lot.
I think I will definitely check that out. I'm all about.
And he's very handsome too.
I'm all about new artists. I'm all about new talent. I'm all about a good look.
Yeah, a good sound too.
I definitely will check him out. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link.
I like that Rock Nation and Tidal are backing that too, so it's going to be a thorough,
nice
platform.
Budget.
So,
yep. Okay, so Ariana Grande. A couple more things. Ariana Grande is a new judge on the next season of The Voice.
I mean, rightfully so, because she can actually sing.
Yeah. So you know what? And the thing is, and she's still in her prime too, because usually on these music competition shows, the judge is like someone that is trying to make a comeback. But Ariana Grande, she is still in her prime. She's still top selling. She's still like the pop princess right now, I feel like.
Right.
So I think that'll be good. And she can actually sing. So I'm like, ooh, these people gonna be intimidated as hell. Because she's a pop star that can
I would
sing.
If I had to stand in front of her, she was on the panel. You better get your P's and Q's together. Do you need practice?
You're a little pitchy. Damn, what is it?
A little pitchy, right?
Yeah, you're a little pitchy. And then I wanted to say something real petty, real quick though. Ooh. So Quavo, he's like executive producing some like teen horror flick. It's on his page actually. It's called The Resort, and it's literally like the same movie over and over again. It's literally like, I think it's like Wrong Turn meets The Hills Have Eyes meets any freaking teen horror flick where they go out of town and want to in the middle of nowhere, and then they get killed off one by one type shit. So it's literally everyone's white and like 23 or something, So he's the executive.
So lame.
And I saw this. I'm like, what the hell? So I was like, let me Google executive producer. I'm like, people throw on that word so much. I'm like, so what do they actually do? And it's basically someone that funds the whole shit. So I guess he just paid for it.
Interesting.
But I'm just like, this is not. The movie doesn't really fit with his brand. So I'm like, what meeting was he in that he met someone that was like, hey, do you want to fund this like teen horror flick that's been done 50 million times? Like, whatever. I don't know. It was just
right.
It was random. That's all I wanted to say.
I don't know. It probably promised a good payout, or he probably. I mean, if he's funding it, then I guess it wouldn't pay out to him. If that makes sense, like the return will only be if they were to, like, I guess, send it to big screen or whatever the situation is.
I think it's gonna be out in theaters.
I'm about to say right now, big screen is that even? I don't even think big screen's a thing anymore. I think just slowly but surely.
They're still trying to do it. They're still trying to do big screen. They actually announced some movies that. So right now, movies are still playing in theaters, but a lot of them are playing in theaters and on HBO Max. Yeah. So did you have anything that you saw during the week that you wanted to shout out, and that you were like, oh, this is cool?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I have not seen anything. I've been just so consumed with this whole Lil Nas X thing, and
we're gonna get to that.
I saw the Quavo stuff, but I really don't follow Sweetie like that, so I don't really know a lot of the backstory. I know that they were in love, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, they're fighting each other and they're doing petty stuff towards each other on social media. Then I seen the video. Oh,
wait, hold on, you're moving too fast. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just had to say I was consumed by the headline.
I got one more. I got one topic. It's okay. Now we're gonna get into the trash. We're gonna get into the topics now, y'all. Okay. So before we get into Lil Nas X, that's on the top of my list because I really want to know what you have to say. I really want to hear everything you have to say. I don't even want to talk on it first. I want you to say everything you gotta say. But before, real quick though, I was on Twitter today and I cackled so loud because how do you feel about like trainers getting upset that you like have little cheat meals? Because I was on Twitter and so some trainer, the trainer is from PR Fitness Camp. That's the social media handle that they have. So I guess their client, they follow their client on social media, and their client posted a story of them eating like a burger, right? A nice burger too. And like he blasted his client on his page and said like, what the fuck? Like, we get up 5 a.m. all the time. We try to do this work. All these things I try to do for you, all these meal plans I make for you, and all these workouts that I try to create for you. And you do this and eat this burger like this. And, and you get in them clients, they'll do this and clients get mad when they don't lose weight at the end of the month, or if they don't see much progress and blah, blah, blah. And it was a lot. It was like a whole big paragraph. And they were like, yeah, that's why I call people like this big joints and all type, calling people big and biggie. And it was a lot. It was a big paragraph on social media. So the trainer was mad that the client had a cheat meal or something like that, whatever. So how do you feel about things like that? For me, I just feel like, I pay you to train me. So at the end of the day, you're still getting paid, but I get it. You're passionate about your craft and your career. But I mean, was it really necessary for you to blast your client on social media and then call them big and call clients like this big? And it was a lot.
No, so I don't condone the aspect of blasting the person on social media. Mm-hmm. I can see the frustration because when you are, I'll look at it like this: like he's an artist, like he's a trainer. His art form is to
fitness,
better people's lives, their fitness, their health, to help people lose weight, help people gain weight, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking and you're seeing that all of the work that you've been doing is going down the drain because the person is doing the opposite of what they should be doing, it kind of is frustrating. So I get why he would be frustrated. But at the same time, I don't condone blasting anybody like on social media. I feel like that's like the most disrespectful thing that you can do to anyone, especially somebody that's paying you and that's putting money in your pocket. I feel like you should have a rapport with that person to the point where you can pull them aside and say, hey, I saw that you posted a burger. And you were eating that, this is going, what I'm saying? This is going against our contract or what we decided that we were going to do to help you get to your goal and whatever it is. People make mistakes, what I'm saying? We're human. we make errors. So, I don't think, and also, first of all, I don't think I would want to be in a contract where I can't have a cheat day. You know what I'm saying? Cheat days are a thing. I feel like cheat days should be implemented into meal preps. Like I'm saying, like I don't want to eat grass and seeds every day. Like there's a day that I'm going to want to feel full. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying I'm going to go out there and get the biggest cow on the field. You know what I'm saying? But you know, there might be a day I might want to slice the pizza and I want something.
A smoothie or something. You know,
they be having these people to the point where they just. I was watching something that was so funny. It was a girl and she was just like smelling the donut. And the guy was asking her like, why is she just smelling it? Oh, I can't have it. So I'm just smelling it and hoping that it fulfills me. Like, I hate people that get to that point where they want to eat carrots. No, I'm serious. You are not going to live just eat. I mean, let me not say you're not going to live because yes, there are plenty of vegans who are living very healthy and long lives because they are vegans. But if you can have a vegan burger. You can have a sloppy vegan burger that's just all vegan, but it's like you got the bread, you got the mayo, you got the onions, the veggie patty. Like it's ways to go about having a cheat day because you can have a cheat day and still do it the right way. But if she's had a big juicy ass burger, she was having a cow, then that's fine. Let her have a cow for a day, and you know, it's not going to kill her to have that. So I feel like he kind of took it a little bit too far. Personally, for me, if I was the person spending my money and you were doing that to me publicly, we would have some problems. Like we really would have some problems.
And the thing is, like, you can't expect someone to just be as disciplined as you. That's why they hired you.
Exactly. Your job is to help me, not to fucking blast me on media. Like that's crazy.
And call me Biggie or Big Joint.
I would have been seeking legal counsel. How can I get some money out of him because he tried it?
This is defamation.
Defamation of character. He's tarnishing my brand.
My brand. Niggas love saying tarnishing my brand.
You're tarnishing my brand. I don't get it. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
But that was like they did not really just do this to this client like this.
You also have to realize what era we're in where shit like this is what sells. The shit like this is what get people catapulted to new heights. You know what I'm saying? So he probably went in with this knowing like, oh, this shit probably about to go viral. I'm probably about to make some money off of this. Because that's literally the era that we're living in. People are literally getting famous for doing absolutely nothing but being stupid. Literally.
Yeah.
So it's sad when people, hard workers like us that actually, you know, do things and you know, have creative art forms are in the back struggling.
doing the groundwork. Doing the
groundwork. I would love to be the face of something soon, but I will. In God's time.
I know. I can't say it too. Okay. I was going to go to the Sharon Osbourne bullet on my notes app, but you know what? Let's just go into the Lil Nas X because I want to hear this.
We starting heavy.
I want.
Okay. So are you doing a question or you want me to just freestyle?
Okay. So I just want you to start from the top, just how your thought process, you know, just from the top.
Let me start with this first. I think this is the better way to start. How do you feel about the Lil Nas X video?
Honestly, he can do whatever he wants to do. I feel like he ever since he went viral with the whole Old Town Road thing, I feel like he has always had a target on his back. Is either he can't fit into country because he's black, and this song isn't country because it has a trap beat on the background of it. It's not country. You know, they had to do the whole thing with that. And then now that he came out as gay and he's living in his truth and he's just being himself is a problem. And you know, they had Old Town Road was played to all the little kids. All the parents played Old Town Road to the kids, and you know, it's a kid's song all of a sudden, right? So now when he is coming into his truth and doing things as an adult because he is 21 or over 21 or whatever, oh my God, what about the kids? Blah blah blah. And you know, he made a point to say, literally, Old Town Road was about drinking lean and adultery, cheating, and all types of stuff. That wasn't a kid's song to begin with. But now when it's something I'm stroking on the devil in hell. Oh my God, the kids. You know what I mean? I hate the kids excuse because I feel like that's just them covering up their homophobia or just them being threatened by something or uncomfortable by something, because they use that same excuse when it comes to the WAPs and the all. Even when Rihanna was showing half her titty, they wanted to say that she was supposed to, you know, be a role model and shit, and she had to get y'all together. You know, so it's just always bullshit. I feel like a lot of people, I feel like the public in general are just full of shit. And him being gay and him being visibly gay in his music and in his art does not bother me. That's him. It's not my life. But it doesn't bother me at all. Only thing that was like, was the sneakers, the devil sneakers. I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, but I'm not agreeing with this, but like, whatever. I don't fucking care. Either way, I'm not threatened by it. And if I had a kid, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, the kids. I wouldn't do none of that shit. It has nothing to do with me at the end of the day. But I do appreciate him expressing himself in his truest level in his art, because I'm an artist as well. So express yourself. I love the graphics in the music video. I feel like it told a real story, because I can appreciate that, because a lot of music videos nowadays don't really tell real stories. I appreciate the storytelling. I appreciate the effects. I appreciate everything. And I appreciate, the metaphor of like, people being against homosexuality and saying, oh my God, you're going to hell because you're gay, and all that stuff. So that's I'm with the smart side of things. So that's what I got to say about that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to not.
You agree?
I'm going to try to. I don't agree
with what I said.
Yes.
Wow. Whoa.
And I'm the king of ruffling feathers, but let me explain to you why I don't agree. So I'm going to try to not be as long-winded. So I grew up in a very conservative Christian lifestyle. Well, home. And though me being and identifying as who I am, I feel like a lot of the LGBTQ, especially these days, everything has to be perverted and sexualized. And now we're demonizing it. Now we're demonizing it. So from the outside in, people are from the outside in, people are looking at it and they're like, oh, it's so artistic. It's it's freedom of expression. Y'all keep telling him he's going to hell, so he's going to hell. That's how it is. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm not looking at the surface. I'm not looking at the surface stuff. I'm looking at the surface, but I'm also looking at the deeper meaning of this video. And when people say the kids, the man has literally came out and said that his most followers are kids. Though these are people that follow him. And this is a given. We are living in a day and age where kids have access, no matter how much parental advisory you want to put on something, or no matter how much locks you want to put on something. I know, I see my siblings do it. I see other people do it with their kids, where they want them out their face, so they just give them the iPad and tell them go in the next room. I see when they're on their Xboxes and PS1s and they're on YouTube. I go in my nephew's room, he's always on YouTube. There's no parental thing on there. There's a kid's YouTube. Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like, who has that time sometimes? Sometimes parents don't have that time to be sitting down and like be like, oh, let me do this and let me do that and let me do this. No. So in the reality of it all, yes, some people may be able to shelter their kids who have the time to shelter them all the time, but majority of the kids in this world aren't sheltered. And for me, I honestly felt so, I don't know. When I first started watching it, I was like, okay, they're referencing the Garden of Eden, which is something I hate that what celebrities do. Why do y'all always reference the Bible when half of y'all don't believe in God? I'm so confused. And I'm just like, okay, let me just watch it and see how it goes. And then I'm like watching it and I'm like, okay, nothing over the top. And then it's like, okay, it's just like in your face, like Satanism, like in your face. I'm dancing on the devil. I'm stroking on him. He's giving it to me from the back. And like, if a child sees that, like, regardless of how we feel like, oh, we shouldn't, this is not geared towards children. Children shouldn't be watching this. Yes, you're right. You are perfectly right about that. But what happened in the instances that kids do see it? And now you have to sit there and explain to your children, like, this is not somebody that you want to follow.
Can I interject real quick?
Interject.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. I feel what you're saying. I feel you. So just by like following Lil Nas X, I know that he's a troll and he's like the king of sarcasm. And so I definitely feel like his personality was drizzled into like the story frames of whatever the plan. What do you call it? What do you call it when you plan videos out? The treatment or whatever. Anyway, so I know, like, he's the king of sarcasm and the king of trolling. So I definitely feel like it's a little bit of his personality in this. Like, I'm going to go to the extreme and like twirl down to hell and stroke on the devil type of thing. Is that, and then also, like I said before, like I don't really agree when people always like hold these celebrities and these musicians to this high standard of like thinking about their kids. And I understand what you're saying, but I just feel like at the end of the day, it's up to the parents, because it's not just Lil Nas X. It's other things out there that aren't kid appropriate, like movies, guns and shit. In movies and blowing up cars.
Right, but why do we glorify it though? Is my question. Why do we glorify that though? Why do we glorify it? Just this type of video, like people aren't looking at it. I think people are so programmed and they're so brainwashed to believe that this is okay. Like it's all right.
I actually think that a lot of people, I think that this video got a whole bunch of backlash. Like you're not the only.
It did. It ruffled a lot of feathers.
Yeah. So like I think that this isn't really. I think it's like a 50-50. Like one side is like let him be him, and the others. I think it's like it's not like. I don't think it's like glorified right now. I think it's like he's under fire about this. To me, like from what I've seen, I think I see a lot of negative feedback. So.
And it's not, and I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, he's being gay, he's being short." This video has nothing to do with him being homosexual. Mm-hmm. You can be a homosexual, but you don't have to have Satan in your video. You don't have to have a person, a literal devil in your video.
Even though people in his life said that you're going to hell are telling you because you're gay.
Hell, right. That is crazy.
So he can't illustrate that in the
crazy
video?
To me. That's in the things are these. Everything that we do in this world is a manifestation. No matter what we do, when I open my mouth and talk, that's manifestation. When I move, that's manifestation. When I put something in the fridge, that's manifestation. You're manifesting something. Mm-hmm. So when you're putting the devil in your video and kids are seeing that and they want to be like you and they're cool and they're looking up to you, that is manifestation of the wrong things. I was looking at a video of Candace Owens speaking, and a lot of people hate her, but she said some real shit. And it's always the Black artist. We are the scapegoat of the community, of the celebrity community, because they give us a check, we sell our souls, we shake our ass, we stake our vagina, we shake our pussy, we do all this shit for money, and because we're the most influenced race, and people are not seeing that they don't do this to other artists, they don't do this to other races, they don't make other races look like this type of person, they always do it to us. Why? Because we are the most influenced race in the country, and we're the most influential at the same time. So don't get me wrong, we are the influencers, but we also are the most influenced. And when people start to realize that that's what the recipe is to why these people are succeeding, everything is about money.
So you think that you think that he was brainwashed into you don't think that his idea?
That he was his label. He's posting that it's him that's doing it. But come on. We all know realistically that if the label is telling you to do something, you're going to do it, because a lot of the labels are music mafias and they do what they got to do if you don't do what you're supposed to do. And we all know underlyingly what happens in these industries. People think you go in these industries and you get all this money and you're not going to do what they tell you to do. No. So all that damage control that they were trying to do about, oh, well, it was me, I made the whole decision, it wasn't my label, it wasn't this, it wasn't that. No, it was your label, because your label is the one that spent the money to make that video. It wasn't you. You didn't spend that money to make the video. Your label made that money spent that money to make that video, because a lot of these celebrities half of the time don't even be having no money. Mm-hmm. They just running off of the pocket of the
and it has to be approved through the label. So
and it has to be approved. There's so many things that video has to go through before it even goes up. How does this go up on YouTube with no parental advisory? People have to literally sit and think about these things. Even though
Lasana, like I said before, at the end of the day, parents, it's your kids. If you really want to,
you're right.
It's your kids. And then also when it comes to YouTube, I upload on YouTube quite frequently for this show. And on YouTube, it's mandatory to check, is this for kids or is this not for kids? Because like I said, YouTube has a whole sector just for kids. It's called YouTube Kids. So anything that's only kid appropriate things can be seen by these people, by these kids that are underage or whatever. So that if you have that on the devices, then you're good. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm sure when they uploaded the video, they had to check the box that said no.
But are you 100% sure?
What do you mean?
Because most videos that come out these days, most of them, they have, when Rihanna came out with "Bitch Better Have My Money," it had a maturity thing on it. You know what I'm saying?
But that was back that. But that was YouTube back then. That was like last time Rihanna put out a song was like what, like 6 years ago.
Yeah, but YouTube now is even more open. And
no, it's not, Lasana. YouTube is more strict. YouTube is way more strict. Trust me, I know. YouTube is way more strict. You have to check that right now. You have to check that box that says.
And do you think the options? Do you think the options on YouTube are the same for you than it would be for somebody who's a celebrity? These people that are actually in cahoots?
I think that celebrities still have to. I think that celebrities still have to have some sort of sensory, some sort, because even when Cardi B and them dropped the WAP video, they couldn't say wet ass pussy. They had to say wet and gushy. She said it. She said the video they uploaded. They couldn't say wet ass pussy on the video. She had to have a more censored version when she premiered that video.
Right. Okay. Well, as you said, I do agree that parents need to have better control over their children. I agree with you.
I see what you're saying though. What you're saying makes sense. Like usually when I see people disagree with certain things like this, there's no real like logic behind it. They just want to yell and just be mad at something that they don't understand. Like I like how you're articulating yourself and you're explaining why. So I respect what you're saying.
And the thing that I'm saying is like, I identify as homosexual, you know what I'm saying? But I also do believe in God. I do believe that, things that we do are considered sins and we are sinners. And God died for our lives here on earth because he knew we were going to be weak in the flesh and fall into sin. So, we are all sinners. There are things that we do. But one thing I'm not in this video that I'm not ever going to say is okay is him demonizing homosexuality the way he did in that video. Because some people are looking at it as, oh, this is art, this is beautiful. The video was great. That's fine. That's what you're supposed to do from an artistic standpoint. But from a religious standpoint and from a just what's morally right standpoint, that video was absurd to me. I felt like that people are there's something called being enchanted. Like people actually are enchanted to believing like this is the best the bee's knees, but this is really bad. Like this is really not good. I don't see how that video is going to help us progress as people. Like I really don't see how that video is going to be progressive at all. Even the WAP video, I don't see how that's going to be progressive. Like I'm finding myself getting into these debates with people, and I'm glad that even talking to you that respectfully we can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where I'm coming from, because at the end of the day, I love everybody, and I'm never going to, regardless of what your belief is. My belief in my religion is that we're supposed to love everyone, and we're supposed to pray for everybody, or if you feel like somebody's not doing something right, you're supposed to, talk against it. So when I say when I say that I'm calling it out is not meaning that I hate the person or I'm judging the person, or I'm saying that, what he's doing is, I am saying that what he's doing is not right for kids and it's not progressive to our future as Black people in America or even the LGBTQ. But it's just that you have to do these things, because when we become we just let it go and just let it fly by. Can you imagine where music videos and stuff will be in the next year or two? Like how far people are going to go now? If this is the level of low that we're at now.
So why do you think people get into such an uproar when it comes to minorities doing certain things? When I say minorities, I mean homosexuals and Black women. I'm not saying straight Black men, because straight Black men can rap about shooting people. It's a lot of rappers with guns in their names.
Absolutely.
So why is it such a think piece or discussion pieces when it comes to Black women being very expressive and explicit in their bodies and things like that, or when homosexuals do flamboyant things and not unapologetic things? Why are there so many think pieces and uproars when people like that group of people do things? But when it comes to the straight Black men, they can talk about shooting up clubs, all types of shit all the time. Pooh Shiesty, right. I can name every Black rapper, even fucking Eminem and MGK. MGK is Machine Gun Kelly. So why is it so many think pieces when it comes to Black women and homosexuals? Why do we bring in why do we bring in the kids when it comes to them, but when it comes to the rappers that talk about drugs and shooting people and killing people all the time in all of their songs?
So I will give you my intake on that. I'm going to start by saying that I absolutely don't condone any of that either. I don't, like, you know me, I don't really follow a lot of rappers at all. Like, I really don't. Rap isn't really my thing. It's not my genre. I really rather not hear about somebody shooting and killing and pussy popping and popping Zans and doing lean and smoking. That's not my thing at all. I'm more of an R&B person. If anybody that knows me, I'm a Brandy fan. Like, she's my number one fan. I'm more about R&B and love and soul. Like, that's my type of thing. I gear towards that. So I can't, it's the programming. It's what we were programmed to accept. In today's society, it's okay for a man, a black man, to be rap, because that's what people expect. When a white person see a black person, they see that. They see thug. When we see a black man, we see that. We see thug. We see, if he wearing a certain type of clothes, it's, he might be making some money, or if he doing this, he probably selling drugs, or if he doing this. That's how we have been programmed as a society. And it's a sickness, it's the illness that we have been programmed as a society to believe that all black people are these thugs and just out here killing and shooting, and we've been programmed to think that all the white people are mass murderers, and we've been programmed to think that all the Asian people are just sick and spreading their disease. We've been programmed to think that all the Native Americans are just savages and they just out here living like whatever. And we've been programmed to believe that every race, because the only way to be conquered and the only way to be ruled as a world is to be divided. If we were together, then there will be an issue for the 1%. But people don't understand this world. They want to talk about they're woke and they understand, but you're not really woke until you see that we are in a matrix, and that none of this, the music industry and all this stuff, is just little pieces of the bucket. There's a lot more to all of this. All of this is one big puzzle of what is to come and what is going to happen. And I speak on these things, and people, they get kind of like, oh, whatever, it's conspiracy. You were conspiracy, now you were the tinfoil hat. Okay, but everything that I have said in the past has come to fruition. But look at where we're at now, where people can be on a music video, and then people say, well, people did this in the past. People were always do put a demon stuff in their music videos. Yes, but at a less caliber. But now it's getting to a point where it's like, okay, now they don't care. They're just putting it out there. They're putting out the satanic stuff in the videos. They're putting out this, and though that they are enchanting. But
Lasana, you're still not really, answering my question though.
What's the question?
I said, why do you think that people ignore? Well, like, why do you think people have such an uproar when it comes to black women doing shit and homosexuals doing shit? The outcasts of it all.
I don't think it's just black women. I think it's women in particular that are getting blasted.
I think a lot of times it's usually women of color. Like, I feel like
it's usually women of color. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like if someone like a fucking, name a white girl, I don't know, Selena Gomez, I don't know, if she did something remotely the same as Miley
Cyrus got
Lasana, she mainly got the backlash from us because she was appropriating our shit. But when it came to the white side of things, oh my gosh, look at Miley, she's so rebellious or whatever. But I think her backlash came from mostly us. Because what I think it is, honestly, is that, like I said, like I told you, people have been programmed to believe that that's what we do. That programming has to be set. We have to be those type of people. So when we had these people like Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and whoever else that's out here twerking their vaginas and stuff, we push those. This is what they do. The corporations push these people to the forefront. Right. Oh, of the year, wonderful song. Or this, but when reality, is WAP really a wonderful song? Is that really something that's progressive for us? Is them on stage, probably vagina, woman of the year material? I think what's progressive about Lasana, I get what you're saying, but you could listen, find the progression. Go ahead. Okay.
So that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, they push these things on us. So when we do it, that's where the uproar comes from, because we as a people, I don't want to be known as a gangbanger and a person that going out there and shooting and killing. I don't want to be known as a gay person that loves Satan and wants to pussy pop on Satan and do all that stuff. I don't want to be known as Meganese and all the other stuff that come with Megan Stallion, all the rest of the black women that's out there. It's the degrading of the black people. It's the degrading of what we're doing, and it's what we're willing to go out there and do in front of the nation.
Lasana?
That's what it is.
Lasana?
So that's what I'm saying. I answered the question. That's what I say. That's why people are willing to.
It don't matter what we do. There's so many Black scholars, scientists, educators. It don't matter.
Yeah.
The way society is set up is not in our favor. So regardless of who whopping and not whopping, it don't matter. They're going to still paint us the way they want to see us.
Right.
But when it comes to what you said, when it comes to what you said, but when it comes to what you said about like how was it progressive with the WAP thing and whatever the fuck, you can find progression because you can name any year in the past women weren't allowed to vote or women weren't allowed to do certain things. But now in this year, women are allowed to be as vulgar as they want. They can be explicit in their music, all that shit. You see what I'm saying? And also like those Cardi and Megan, they're very talented. They're very talented. Megan specifically, like her main subject is sex and things like that. But she has so many, she raps it in such a lyrical way. She has so many clever metaphors and all that stuff. I feel like you should be able to express yourself the way you want to express yourself, vulgar or not. You see what I'm saying? And for every WAP, there's someone else that's doing something that's more acceptable, quote unquote. You know what I mean? But like, why demonize people for? And I'm not even talking about Lil Nas no more. Why demonize people for expressing themselves the way they want to? And then why even no one's forcing anything on you. Not you, not you, but like this people, and no one's forcing anything. Like it's just like at the end of the day, like they're not responsible for your kids.
I get it. I understand fully.
People, a lot of times people are just uncomfortable with certain things, so they use bullshit ways to disguise something and say something else. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Like I feel like it's not me demonizing them, more so than being the demonizers. Like you can't demonize somebody who's already on demon time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you're popping your pussy in your vagina. I feel like that's not conducive to little girls, like that. People that, even if it's like they're not supposed to be for children. Okay, so your target audience is adults. Still in that same sense and breath, what does you popping your pussy on the stage have to do with anything in society today? Is your popping the pussy on stage going to feed the people on that?
Because sex sells, Lasana. Sex sells,
but that's what I'm saying. But that doesn't make it okay. That's my whole thing. Like it doesn't make it okay. Why can't she go on there and rap about something else? Why she can't go on there and rap about?
Because she don't want to, Lasana. But sex sells. Good looks, sex sells. Fine. Good looks sell. Models literally have jobs because they're pretty and they have the right bodies for it. They literally pick certain people for commercials because they look good or they look the part. Like sex attraction sells.
That's okay, but I am, as somebody who opposes it, have a right and I'm able to have my opinion, just like they will have their opinion against the people that don't like their opinion, and they always do. There's always that's why it's always a war between what. In the music industry or whatever, and then also a lot of these artists,
do donate to nonprofits or donate to like people in need or donate to like So I respect what you're saying, but Lasana, I respect what you're saying, but it's like people just pick and choose who they want to make responsible for something that has nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't make them responsible for anything with me because I know how to discern between what's.
But you said you just said, why can't she rap about something else? Why can't she rap about somebody in Africa or like? But maybe that's not a part of her ministry. Like what? Well, I mean, you said that, right? What? I did say that. Why she can't rap about that? Yeah.
The situation is, but like Lil Nas X video, why couldn't he go somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? But I get it. That's what he considers.
I agree with you saying with the label shit. With the label shit, because
like why he couldn't go somewhere else with that? Like why couldn't he? He could have displayed that whole thing to Montero, that whole letter. That could have been displayed in such a different way. I felt like they just went so far down south, and they made a Satan shoe that got a drop of human blood in it, and it's only 666 pairs. That's right in your face, but people don't see it. They choose to look over it because
Nike is suing the company that.
If anybody believed that Nike didn't have anything to do with that shoe, I'll slap you on the top of your head and bomb you down, because Nike, either way. Look at this situation. They're going to still win because if they sue, they're going to get money. And if they had anything to do with the shoe, they still going to make the money. So I just look at it like that. Like I said, it is what it is. If me and you go into an art exhibit right now, there's an art picture on the wall, I'm not gonna like it and you're gonna like it. Or I might like it and you're not gonna like it. And that's just how life goes. So I understand your aspect of like, if it's not, you know, has nothing to do with you, then don't deal with it. But for me, it's more so about the morality of it all and just the concern for how is this progressive for us versus me telling you what you have to do. No, you can do what you want to do. You have the choice to do what you want to do. That's the beautiful thing about life. And God, He created us to make our own choices. So you make whatever choice you want to make and I make whatever choice I want to make. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to call you out when I feel like some shit isn't right and it's not progressive. It's not progressive. Like, I just feel like it's just not progressive. Look at the music industry right now. Look at, especially within our Black community. Like, we're not doing anything.
I respect what you're saying, but it's so many.
And I don't want to get too deep into it because
yeah.
I don't want to ruffle too many feathers because, you know, some people don't have the capacity to have these conversations.
Right.
And you do, but I just don't want to not live in my truth, because that's what we're preaching here, is to live in your truth. And this is how I honestly feel. And this is the problem, because when you feel like this, it's too controversial. But then when you talk against that stuff, it's like, oh, now I'm the demon. But then it's like, we're demonized as well. So it's like, it's going to be a lose-lose battle regardless, because people are going to do what they want to do. So that's just how I feel about that. I don't hate nobody. I love everybody. Let me just make my disclaimer now. I am.
I got another topic.
My mom keep calling me, but I love everyone, and I just want to be in my truth about how I feel about things. And I feel like, you know, I would love to see us as a people, especially as Black people, just start to turn stuff around for us. I feel like this COVID quarantine, or whatever you want to call it, pandemic. I feel like I've seen our people get up and be entrepreneurs and get up and do things, cook and find their.
I forgot to say this in the beginning, Lasana. Herd is officially an LLC. I got the approval email this morning. Yeah,
I'm twerking.
That's what I did with my STEMI money. I bought an LLC.
Okay,
that's what I did.
Invest in us. We need generational wealth. Okay,
that's what I did. People. Yeah.
So
I have another topic though that pertains to the homosexual community.
Okay.
Did you see the whole like Zoe Tammy Rivera argument on Instagram?
Who?
The I am Zoe, the goddamn Zoe, or the
I'm Zoe, the be doing the pole dancing?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. What happened?
So what happened was, this long story short, I guess Waka Flocka and Tammy have like some show on WeTV or whatever, and Tammy's daughter was going to have a quinceañera, and so Tammy's daughter told Waka Flocka like, you know, in a quinceañera, you know, you have to have a dance with someone, a boy or whatever, and so the daughter told Waka like, I want to dance with a girl. I don't want to dance with a boy. I want to dance with a girl. So the daughter basically came out to Waka Flocka and Tammy or whatever. So Waka Flocka, he appeared very supportive or whatever. But previously, Waka Flocka was one of the people that had something to say about Zaya Wade and Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, you know, supporting their child in the transition, all that stuff. So so Zoe called it out and was like, he's sitting here and supporting his daughter and you know, his LGBT daughter, but before he was just slamming Zaya Wade for coming out as trans and things like that, whatever, and then he had the whole thing about, oh, it's so different when it comes to girls. People are more accepting of, like, you know, gay women or whatever, but when it comes to gay men, they get the short end of the stick. They get bashed more. That's basically what that was. Tammy came back and said something back, basically saying like, oh, well, educate us, whatever the fuck. Anyway, so I'm gonna ask you this: do you feel like women have it a little easy? Like, do you feel like LGBTQ women have a little bit easier versus LGBTQ men?
Absolutely. I feel like because of, try not to use that word because it's my favorite word. I feel like because of just what Programming. But I love the word programming. But it is a sense of programming because it's like, as look at our past, that's how we came to. Men were always demonized more for being gay than females were demonized for being gay. It just was looked at as, oh, girls, it's easy for a girl to just flip back to being straight or whatever the situation is, or it's just different for girls. It's just that's how society has been for a long time, that if a female was to come out and say she was lesbian, or it's easier for females to basically hide that they're lesbian, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just easier for them. I do feel like, let me not say I feel like it's easier for them. I feel like that's what people think.
You think you see it's easier versus men, like easier versus gay men. Okay.
I feel like people think that, but I never thought that, because I've known like real life girls that are lesbian, that or bisexual, that like girls and guys. And I know that for the lesbian ones that people think it's so much easy for them. It's easy for them on the outside because they can put on a facade, but it's not easy for them on the inside because they are who they truly are and they feel for how they truly feel. And I know a lot of them that had kids that, you know, and then went back to being with a girl and all that type of stuff because they weren't being truly themselves. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to put on a facade and try to be accepted by their mom and dad. As for with a gay man, we have like Lil Nas X felt in the video, been so demonized and been told that this is going to happen. So we're going to be killed. We're going to be this. We're going to be that. If we, you know, be in our true colors. And it doesn't have anything to do with sex. It's just, that's who you are. You're physically, you attracted to that person. You know, you love that person. You want to be, that's the person that you want to be with. And so, to answer your question, yes, I do feel like people think that it's easier for girls. I don't think it is, because I know what it really is as a person that identifies in the LGBTQ. It's not easy for any of us to want to be something where we're going to be shot at, we're going to be killed, we're going to be stabbed, we're going to be called faggot, we're going to be called lesbian, we're going to be told that we're going to hell and we're going to drown in the lake of fire. It's not easy. It's not easy hearing that all of your life. And I'm gonna keep this really brief, but with me, you know, and talking to my mother about the situation, and
what about the Nas X thing, or just like
homosexuality? No, just period about homosexuality and stuff. And me explaining to her, like, you know, I still believe in God. I still do believe in the Bible. I still believe the things that are in the Bible. Some people don't. Some people do. I grew up in a religious background, so I believe in it. That's my faith. I do believe in God. I believe that He is manifested in my life, especially at this point, because I've been to the deepest darks of what could be done, and I've probably done in a homosexual setting. And so I feel like I'm being brought out of this, the depravity of it. I'm not saying that homosexual is depraved, just saying I was brought out of the depraved side of it. And I am trying to align myself, you know, with my creator. And so with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to align myself with my creator, because there is a higher power that we're going to have to answer to. And I just feel like at the end of the day, I am a good person at heart. I care for everyone. I love everyone like I'm supposed to do. I pray every day. I tell you, I get on bended knee. I pray, because this world that we're living in right now, it's really scary.
Yeah,
and I feel like
very
right now,
scary.
Everybody needs to pray, because right now, if you look at it, there's something going on everywhere. Like
even if you're having a good day, even if what you prayed for, it happened for you. Like I prayed for a new job and I got it, but I still get on my knees and pray and say thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, just say thank you. Just pray and pray for the people around you. Pray for your loved ones.
I pray for my friends.
Covered in blood. All that. Pray for it all, because God died knowing that we were going to be sinners on this earth. But the thing is that He wants us to always know that we are sinning, have conviction in our heart to change the sin and try to be better people. If we believe in Him and love Him, we can be saved.
And that's a great way to put it, because people love to act like homosexuality is like the number one, like heaviest sin of all.
And it's not the heaviest. Now it is a sin, and you have to also be strong enough as a person who identifies that to say that it is. You start with, this is a sin, and I know I'm not supposed to be doing this. And once you identify that and you ask God to help me, because God knew that you were going to be gay. He knew your lifeline. He knew your story before you even knew it, before you you were even born. But the thing is, it's going to come to a point where he needs you to start coming back to him, and you're going to either decide to continue to be of this world, or you're going to either decide to want eternal life. And this is going to what it boils down to. And that's why when I tie that into everything that's being shown in these videos, and it's not progressive, and it hurts. I don't want to cry.
So when you say that, because I don't want anyone to hear this and like get things misconstrued. When you say that, are you saying like, okay, you're gonna, because I believe people. I believe people. I believe people are born gay. I believe people are born gay. So when you say that, though, do you think like you can turn? If a gay, do you think a gay person can turn straight?
I think with the power of God and depending on Him, anything is possible. I'm not saying that now listen to me now. I'm not saying that I've just all of a sudden I'm attracted to girls and stuff. I mean, I've been able to accept I've been able to see the beauty in females, like, more recently, in my life, see the beauty in them, see why, they're such beautiful creatures and why God created them for the man. I can see that now as I'm aligning myself with God and trying to get myself out of some of the things that I've already been doing in my life. And that's the whole point of going back to God, is to literally turn your life over to Him so that He can change you to be the person that you're supposed to be. That's literally all it is. We're supposed to all be followers of God, so we're supposed to be doing godly like things. But if we falter in our step, then we pray and we repent and we come back stronger the next time. And so I'm saying that God can change anyone. He can change anyone. He's all powerful. I'm never going to go against that. He can change anyone if they're willing to be changed. But if you're not willing to be with God, then you're going to continue to do what you want to do. So that's my thing. I do believe heavily that He can change you. I'm not saying that I have completely changed, but I am definitely on the road to recovery. And I definitely, I want to be in solitude for a while, because I feel like right now, while I'm in my change, I need to do this journey alone. I need to be.
So you're saying that you're going to stop like socializing with people that you're attracted to right now, or?
So it's not that I'm going to stop socializing with them, but I'm definitely going to be upfront with them. Like I definitely had a conversation with someone today. I had to tell them, like, right now my spirit is not aligned with this. My spirit is aligned with this, and I need to get on this path. And right now.
So you're saying like you're saying that you're not giving into the temptation of
the temptation of it. Because the temptation of it, because it's man lying with other man is an abomination. It's in the Bible. And I can honestly say in some time now, laid with another man. So, you said what? Honestly, I have been laid with another man in like almost a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm. You have been in a relationship?
Haven't.
Okay.
Have not been practicing that. So with that being said, I feel that that's a lot of God right there, because it was bad before. Before, I just had the craving, I had to jump on it. But now it's like I can see another man and I can see that he's attractive, but my mind doesn't automatically say, "Oh, I want to have sex with him no more." That's how my mind used to be. Like, "Oh, I want to have sex with him." Now, I'm not saying that every once in a while I don't have a weakness, and that's where you stop yourself and you pray, say, "Lord, take this thought out of my head," and you go on about your day. But that's the whole thing. Temptation is a thing. Temptation is a thing. Some girls are going to be tempted to sleep with other girls. Some girls are going to be tempted to go on stage and shake their ass like they don't got no mother. Some boys are going to be tempted to walk down the street in 6-inch heels and wear purse and lipstick and long hair and prostitute so that they can have somewhere to live. People are going to do what they're going to do. But as long as you believe in Christ, it could be easy, but that's just the world we live in. People, it's God. It has become like this controversial thing, and they kind of make him seem like the bad person, and it's not that at all. Like I'm telling you.
So where do you see yourself in the long? Like, where do you see? So you said you're on this road. So like, where do you see yourself? Do you think that one day you will be like fully attracted to women and maybe you would want to procreate with them or something? Or like what are you like seeing down the line?
Right now, because I feel like we are living in the last days. I feel like we are literally in revelation at this point, because there's a lot of things that I've seen. I'm not going to get in depth about that because that's going to be a whole nother video for another day.
Okay.
And actually about to start my own YouTube channel because I want to start my truther video. videos that I'm going to do and talk about a lot of what I'm seeing and what's manifesting in these dreams that I'm having.
Okay.
But I definitely do see myself right now just focusing on the journey, focusing on getting closer to God, because another part of his ministry is that we go out there as people who believe in him and tell the world the truth regardless of what's going to happen to us. And we're going to be persecuted, we're going to be treated. You can see it happening with the Lil Nas X stuff. You know, people are promoting him and saying, oh, he's the best thing, he's a legend, he's this. But then you have the people on the other side trying to give the biblical understanding of why this is wrong, and then we get chastised. We're told that this is wrong, and God says, and it's written in the Bible, that in the last days good is going to be bad and bad is going to be good, and people are going to literally eat this stuff up in the end and not going to know that they're damning themselves to hell. And I just really don't want to be going down there, because it's going to be a lot of flaming activities for them to do down there.
So what I'm saying is, so do you see yourself one day maybe being fully attracted to a woman and possibly not even procreating, just like wanting a woman? Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself like having that? You know what I mean? Because like it can, because I'm thinking that, and I respect everything you're saying. Like I said before, like I love how you articulate everything. It's not like a whatever, but I can respect what you're saying. But do you see yourself one day genuinely being attracted to a woman? Because it could get like, I understand what you're saying, but it can get real lonely if that one day doesn't happen for you. Like it still doesn't happen for you. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be alone with God.
Okay.
Because honestly, that's the relationship that I want to have right now, especially seeing that we're nearing, we are definitely nearing some rough times, and at any point now he can intervene. And I would at least like to be like, well, I haven't, been laying with any man. I mean, in my heart, I might still, might find a man attractive or something, but I just never have laid with any man. I can't speak on the future. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak on what God's going to do with me, where he's going to move me, and at what time. He's definitely been moving me. He's definitely been working in me, because I've been able to recite stuff and say stuff, and, biblically without, having to literally be in there. And I'm trying to get more so into the Bible and read it some more so I can be very thorough. But I definitely do see him changing me. Change is happening. I don't know. I can't answer that. I can't really tell you.
Do you still? Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I can't really put a date on it, and I don't want to do that, because I want to let whatever is happening happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you still have gay friends? Like, would you still like socialize with
people? Absolutely. It's not, and see, that's the thing that I didn't want people to get to misunderstand. I still love you. I still love you, the person. You're a human. You make mistakes. You sin. You do whatever. You make mistakes. I love you as a person. I know that I will probably eventually lose some, because I am, like I said, planning to do my YouTube video and stuff, and I'm going to definitely be explaining to my friends that are of the LGBTQ what I'm going to be doing. And so, we may agree to disagree, we may still love each other, we may still be friends, but at the end of the day, I still love you, but I'm still going to promote this, because this is progressive. This is us trying to get to our Savior, to get home, to go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of the Bible. That's the whole purpose of God himself. He just wants us to come back home to him. Our lives are not our own. We didn't come here from an explosion that happened in the universe and we just appeared. No, we were handcrafted, and our souls don't belong to us. So this whole thing about selling your soul, you can't sell something that don't belong to you. So at any moment, these people can decide that they don't want to do it, but they so far in, because it's the moment they don't do it, we know what happens. They get killed. They on drugs. They get killed. Oh, they went somewhere and something happened to them. Oh, they was in the tub and the hot water was on. Come on. We all the people that smoke see through all that shit. Y'all believe that if y'all want to. The media throw anything up there, but I'm telling you, and these are the people that end up, look, what's his name? Dr. Stebby, the boy that was getting into the Dr. Stebby stuff. What's his name? The rapper.
What, Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah. Look what they did. And he was promoting Dr. Sebi, because this is what it is. We are to holistic people. Like, our bodies naturally do what they need to do. And when we're taking these vaccines and going to the doctor and for these medicine is a business. And I don't want to get off track here, but we have to, everything ties into everything. That's literally all it is. Everything is just a big business, and we are the pawns, and we have to start discerning and starting to understand that we can't do certain things, whether it's mentally, taking things in, whether it's watching certain type of videos, whether it's eating certain type of foods, because that all plays a role in our bodies. It literally physically plays a role in our body. And so people understand that we are intertwined with God and that we have to do things of him in order to keep our temple pure and clear.
I love this energy. I love this energy, Lasana.
They're never going to understand it. That's what I'm saying. So my friend Jamie, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before we go to where we got to go to, because I know I just went on a whole tangent. But my friend Jamie, she's into she just found her niche. You know, we've been talking a lot about our journey and trying to get better aligned with God. And she's becoming a holistic herbal doctor. And she's literally found her niche. She's been taking me to moms, and I've been getting my herbal teas and stuff. And when I tell you, drinking that dandelion root with the ginger root and all this stuff, and I'm drinking my tea every day, I feel great. Changing my diet and not eating so much of these processed foods and this McDonald's and this, I feel great. Literally, when you start to treat your body the way you're supposed to, it treats you back the same way. And so people realize that they're closing up their third eye and stuff with eating all of this processed food and all this junk. Why do you think they put so much shit in our food? That's what I'm saying. These people like this get killed because once people know the answer to these questions, there's no more business. There's no more money for them because now we're eating right. Now we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're no longer funding McDonald's. We're no longer funding Taco Bell. We're no longer funding these corporations that are not meant here to help us. They're here to kill us. So until we understand that, this is where we're going to be. And if something happened to me, you know why. Because I'm on here spitting the damn knowledge. So that's all I got to say. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. I know. I love these types of conversations. I love these types of opposing opinions because we can have a very healthy conversation. I hate that we can just sit and agree on every goddamn thing. I don't want that. Like you said before, we can respectfully disagree, whatever. So like, I definitely respect what you have to say, how you have to say it, and why you have to say it. So I definitely can respect that, even if I don't agree with every single thing you said.
Absolutely.
But I think it's still healthy to have that sort of discourse. But
it's very healthy.
I fuck with that. I respect it. I respect it like wholeheartedly.
Yes. So what's next on the
so this is the thing. I was going to talk about the Sweetie Quavo elevator thing and like this the whole thing with that, but I don't think I really want to anymore.
What you had an ear full of me, so you're like
no, I just no, but no. Before we even started talking, before the Lil Nas X bullet that we got to, I was like, do I even want to talk about this shit?
Is it what the Quavo Sweetie thing?
Yeah. I don't know if I need to cover that, honestly. I really don't. I
was honestly kind of taken aback when you asked me because I was like, I don't really follow them like that. So.
It's a lot of like who abused who and whose fault of this and toxic this.
I was about to say, what can I...
But it's been so many conversations. It's been so many like different conversations already, and this is gonna be put out tomorrow on Friday. So it's like, and it's already been like 10 YouTube videos that has discussed it. So I mean, whatever. I
honestly don't think that they're at that caliber yet for me to really.
Yeah, I just feel like it's been enough. We don't really know what happened. We don't really know.
I really don't know what happened, so I can't.
There was no audio.
I can't passionately speak on it like I spoke about the last subject.
Yeah, I've been speaking on it like privately, and it's just like I don't even want to say it on my show. I've been speaking on it, whereas like I realized that I just don't really know. I don't really know. I don't know them, but when it comes to the abuse thing, I just think it was a tussle. Honestly, the way it looked, it was a tussle. But like I said, you don't know what led up to that.
Right.
We don't know what happened beforehand. We don't know what always happened with them, so we don't know that. But I will say this though. She released a statement today, Sweetie. She said, this unfortunate incident happened a year ago. While we have reconciled since then and moved past this particular disagreement, there were simply too many other hurdles to overcome in our relationship, and we have both since moved on. I kindly ask that everyone respect our privacy during this time. So that's what she said.
It happened a year ago.
Yeah. So yes, exactly. It happened. It happened. It happened. In an apartment that she used to rent. But my question is like, okay, so why is this coming out now?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, who put this out? But the thing is, I'm like, because they were cool. I guess they made up and whatever. And they were out and since then and taking pictures and shit but together and doing little GQ quizzes together or whatever the fuck. So but I'm like, who put this? I mean, maybe that's why they didn't put it out at first. But when they broke up, the news came out. They wanted to sell the footage or whatever. Whoever took the footage or whatever, I don't know. But then again, it was her apartment building, so I'm sure she probably like contacted the leasing office that day it happened. It was like, hey, can you guys give me the tape for this? I'll pay you for this. I'm just imagining things, So I don't know.
You're trying to see. Okay.
Because someone said they think that her team probably leaked it, but that's weird.
I think it would. I think and it's not far-fetched. I think it could be a great PR stunt.
But I hate saying things like that. But I'm like, why did this come out all of a sudden? And her being in the elevator, there's cameras there, and and you're sweetie and you're rich. So like I could imagine her going to the leasing office saying like, hey, who do I need to pay to get this footage off the thing? You know what I mean?
I looked at it about 3 times. And I kept trying to tell myself, like, are they acting or is this like real? Like, 'cause I don't know if this is like a genuine tussle. Like, I really can't tell by the way this video
it looks real. It looks real.
But even if it was real, because all I saw was the back. All I saw them was fall into the elevator and then the elevator closed. That's what I saw.
Oh, it was a good like minute and a half long video. Did you see it on TMZ or on Instagram?
They was like tussling and then he pulled her into the elevator, right?
Yeah. But she swung on him. It looked like to me. Now we get into it. It looked like to me that she was like putting his stuff out because it was a Call of Duty box or whatever. So I think that maybe she found out that he cheated on her for the 10th time and she was sick of it and she was trying to throw his shit out and so but she said it was too many hurdles for them to get over. It was like there's too many times you didn't cheated on me. I'm over it. I'm tired. So I mean, either way, I kind of don't even want to get into that too much. Honestly, I don't even. Sorry, guys. I just don't. Go and watch.
It's the cancel culture for me.
You said what?
It's the cancel culture for me.
Is it? I didn't see any word. I didn't see any cancel words trending. But I will say this though, they're playing it smart because every time it's some shit happening, because the last couple of weeks they've been trending nonstop. Quavo been posting on his stories of new Migos music, and every time some shit go off, he posting on his story. So I mean, I guess he wants to make sure if you're watching me, then watch this. And that's smart. And that's smart. So
it's smart.
Yeah, because niggas gonna be on your page.
That's what PR is for. You're about to drop new music. She's probably about to drop new music. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not create a hysterical around this right now so that people can really be on our line when we drop our music, that they're gonna want to know what messages they're gonna hear in our music.
Because honestly, I'm gonna be sitting there listening real hard at the new Migos song and seeing what we're using for this, and So anywho,
I don't really care for that, but whatever.
But I wanted to ask you about Pretty Privilege just real quick because Sweetie Pretty Privilege. Okay. Just real quick because Sweetie did do last week, I believe, her Cosmopolitan spread was released. She looked beautiful on the cover, and they asked her so many cool questions or whatever, and a couple of things that were very candid that she spoke about that she usually doesn't speak about. But one of the things that people say about Sweetie, they don't really think that she's like the best rapper and whatever. They think that she has a lot of pretty privilege. And she discussed that in the Cosmopolitan cover story. The reporter asked her about that, and she said that she sees all the think pieces about pretty privilege or whatever, and she said she did acknowledge that certain perks come when people admire your face or whatever, and but she said that she doesn't take that to heart. She doesn't get off on that. She gets off on like writing her own music or getting good grades in school or just other things that don't have to do with looks. She kind of flipped it into that, which is cool. I mean, you can't help how you look, whatever. So like, what do you think about her and just her brand or just anything pertaining to like pretty privileges or whatever, or just maybe being a rapper or a singer that can't really sing that well, but your looks keep you afloat? Because I will say that I think that, I can agree that. I don't think that I don't agree with like the majority how they say, oh my gosh, she's terrible, my ears are bleeding. But I will acknowledge that she isn't the best. She needs to like work on her craft when it comes to like rapping and stuff. But I do agree on the like her looks keeping her afloat, because she's used, she's pretty, but what I can respect about her is that she's using her looks in a crafty way. She gets her nail polish deals, her makeup deals, her whatever, her edge control deals, and she also creates content. She hires people that help her create that content. So like I can respect her using her looks to her advantage in a crafty way, and then she also uplifts people that may not look like her as well. So I will say that. But like, how do you feel about just pretty privilege in general, or just whatever I just said?
I don't really particularly, like as I said before, I don't follow her. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything special with her.
Yeah.
I feel like she got in on the wave of everyone was just coming out, Doja, mm-hmm. Rico Nasty, mm-hmm. All these people were being promoted at that time where she mm-hmm. had just appeared to me. People kept saying, "Oh, you heard the Sweetie song," and I would be so clueless because I had no idea who she was, and that probably has to do with age and the era and the type of music I like. Of course,
you ain't that damn. You what, like 4 years older than me?
Yeah, but still, like I just grew up in the R&B era, so that's all I like. You know what I'm saying? That's what I gravitate towards. So when I said, okay,
I like a lot of things. I like everything.
I said, let me go on YouTube and YouTube this girl. So I went and looked at a little couple of her things, and I saw her and I said, she's a pretty girl. She's a good looking girl, but there's nothing spectacular about her to the point where people are like going Google for Gaga. I just didn't know what. She's just another pretty face to me. Like, she's just another pretty girl that has like mediocre talent. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I just don't really feel like I don't see her.
People are that's the thing. Like, people will say, like, the main thing people like to say about her is that she can't rap. So people acknowledge that, she's not the best at the actual craft of it.
But she's smart as far as like
she's smart. Yep, she's smart.
She's smart as her business deal. She's dabbling into other things. When you have a pretty face, you can do that. And once you're rubbing shoulders with people like Beyonce mm-hmm. and Rihanna, people already start to look at you in high favor. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. People are already, because there was, I think Rihanna had seen her at a party or did something or had a party or something.
And Lasana, and real quick, I saw that. Do you think that Rihanna wanted to? Rihanna kind of, you can tell when she like, okay.
They said she was being shady towards her, but
yeah, I think so too. I think so, because like you can tell like, in the picture, Rihanna had her back turned. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too hard, because I mean she did go to one of the Savage Fenty stuff.
Everybody always want to demonize my girl.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm not demonizing her. I love me some Rihanna, and I was going to actually use her. I was going to actually use her as an example though too. When it came to
pretty privilege.
But the thing is with Rihanna, I just feel like she makes good music. And she can still, there's still something about her. There's still like that star quality about it. She may not be the best singer. She may not be the best singer, but she still has something. And it's good. She has the right team and the right writers.
And absolutely. And that's a well-funded business right there. You know what I'm saying? And now she's the mogul. She can actually say that she's a self-created mogul.
Yeah, she is. Like from the
she like, may have before
Lasana the groundwork. She did the groundwork.
When you see the videos, she's involved in everything.
Lasana,
would you say the groundwork?
She did the groundwork. That's my favorite word. Like you said your favorite word is programming. Mine is the groundwork.
She did the groundwork for the new girls. Because Doja is able to be Doja because of Rihanna, and that's how they're saying. Oh, she's allowed to be Doja because of Lady Gaga.
No, they love to throw Nicki Minaj at Doja. They like to do that, but I'm like, whatever.
I did get a Nicki Minaj vibe from that Say So, from the Say So song when she was rapping. And Cyber Sex, there's a part of a rap person there too that she sounded exactly like Nicki. But I feel like creative wise, I feel like Nicki has her beat, but Doja Cat is very versatile.
You said creative wise, Nicki has her beat?
I think creatively she does.
When it comes to what?
If it comes to the bars.
The bars.
As far as
well, when it comes to the
versatility,
I feel
as
like
far as
versatility. Yeah, Doja.
as far as versatility, I feel like that's Rihanna because Rihanna's the most versatile artist out here to me. She's
Yeah,
done
yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like
she's
it's
done
different.
rap, she's done pop, she's done folk music. Like she's done so much. Like
Yeah, she's not
different
the best
genres.
singer, but I feel like her voice is flexible enough to go into anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I feel like she has that versatility. So as an artist, I didn't in the beginning I wasn't really the biggest Doja fan, but then I started to listen to her
You
music.
appreciated it. I remember you was coming at me
Like,
about the Doja stuff. Yeah.
and I was like, oh, she's giving something. She's
Because
giving
with
something.
Doja, I think honestly, for me in my brain, I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times people can't digest because people love to say that she's not like they don't like to call her a rapper or whatever. They like to call her a pop star or like, she is a pop star, but they don't like to give her the rapper cred, even though she be rapping.
She be rapping like a
I
bug.
think that people can't digest her because like she can actually sing. Like a lot of rappers do the little harmonizing singing stuff, but Doja can actually sing.
She can
So I
sing,
think
yeah.
that really confuses people can't like compute that. You know what I mean? Because she can actually sing, you know?
Now, let me ask you this.
Oh.
Do you think that they always make them like rap song because they're more geared towards like black folk? Do you think that that's why they always make like these artists come out and they're in the like the rap?
I don't think anyone made
Don't you
Doja
find that
rap.
weird?
I don't think anyone made Doja rap. If you look at her old videos when her lace fronts were fucked up, like, and I don't think anyone made her rap. I just think that she appeals. She's very racially ambiguous. And then and then she can hold a tune, so it's easy for her to do poppy stuff. But I also think that the rapping is also genuine to her. But I do agree with you when it comes to like other black folks, how they like to like make them like do like little hip hoppy shit. Yeah. But
like, don't you feel like over the years, like the award shows that we're always classified as urban contemporary?
Yeah. And a lot of us are pop. There's a lot of black pop girls.
You know what I'm saying? Like they tried it.
Yeah.
But
anyway, it was a couple times Doja was in some like urban categories, which okay, she's black, but Doja is pop. Okay. It was weird.
She's a pop girl.
Yeah.
And I feel like I said it when I think the first video I seen from her was Bottom Bitch. I don't really like the message of the song, but we're not all perfect.
Wait, what song was that? What song?
Bottom Bitch, she's my favorite chick. I said, okay. So she makes a little bit of rap, then she did the pop thing. Like said, this is a hip hop song. I said, this is going to do major numbers. And I just said, I see this girl going places. I just kept saying that when I was watching the video. I was like, I see her really coming up. And she came up. Like, she literally was like, okay, I'm stepping on y'all necks now. She was everywhere after that video. And so I feel like, I don't know, like, I just dying for a new album from Rihanna. And in the meanwhile, I just
don't hold your breath.
Nobody, okay, because I would be 6 feet. I would be 6 feet under if I was holding my breath waiting on Rihanna to make a damn album, and she would not care. She will pack the dirt on top of my coffin. But,
go ahead and sell some bras afterwards.
Exactly, but no one has been fulfilling me. No one has been able to
Lasana.
fill that void.
I got a girl to bring up to you that I want to and I know that you've always appreciated her, but I have one more last topic. And and is regarding the girl. I remember you like respecting her.
Oh Lord, don't say Solange.
No. Oh, what about Solange? What happened to Solange?
No, I don't know. I thought you were gonna say Solange. I know you love her.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I do. I love me some Solange.
You love you some Solange.
I do. Well, let me some Solange. But no. Okay, so Victoria Monet. She actually released a couple of live performances, but hold on, before we get to live performances, because that can be in the music section. But it's Victoria Monet, she's a songwriter, first and foremost. And okay, so her and Victoria Monet, Taylor Parks, who also like writes a lot of Ariana Grande songs, along with like some other writers. They signed a letter calling for musical artists, to stop demanding credit for songs that they didn't write. So I'm going to read one of these paragraphs on here. It's a little long. It says, over the last few years, there has been a growing number of artists that are demanding publishing on songs they did not write. These artists will go on to collect revenue from touring, merchandise, brand partnerships, and many other revenue streams. While the songwriters have only their publishing revenue as a means of income. This demand for publishing is often able to happen because the artist and or their representation abuse leverage, use bully tactics and threats, and prey upon writers who may choose to give up some of their assets rather than lose the opportunity completely. Over time, this practice of artists taking publishing has become normalized, and until now, there has been no real unity within the songwriting community to fight back. That is why we have decided to join together in support of each other and make a change. And there's more going down there because, a lot of times people call out people. This is from Variety magazine, by the way, y'all. So a lot of times people talk about how like, oh, so-and-so has a ghostwriter or so-and-so, da-da-da-da-da. And the thing is like, even though we know certain people don't write their raps or write their songs, they still find a way to be on the writing credit, even if they didn't write a word of the song. Just them singing it and like adding like their humming or their like a ooh and an ah, they'll still be considered like one of the writers and they'll still be credited on the song. You know what I mean? So
I know exactly what you mean. I was about to utter a name, but I don't need nobody.
No, buzzing, do it.
Buzzing under your post.
No, it's fine. Do it. Oh, really? Stop it. No. You
said do it, and now you're saying stop it.
Because you said buzzing.
Yeah. I don't need nobody buzzing under your post because I said my truth. But I really feel like it does happen. And I don't feel like that's right at all. And I'm hope for her safety that she has some good security because that's like calling motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
But you write a letter like that in the music industry, we see how the music industry is. We see how things can go left really quick. So for you to call out the industry altogether, because like, you can imagine that the people that she's written for. I mean, you see the people she writes for. And so without the creative genius behind the pen, you have no song.
Yeah.
And if you leave it up to half of these artists, you have no song. So I really feel like those people should be.
You have no hit.
No hit. I mean, you may have a song, but
yeah.
And in this day and age, they might be able to do away with writers because people will listen to anything as long as there's a good beat behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I do honestly feel I love her, by the way. I'm gonna say that first. I love Victoria Monet because she delivers what my soul needs as far as R&B. She is an R&B girl to me. Mm-hmm. And it saddens me that she even has to write that. But
I don't think it was her. I don't think it was just her. It was like it was from Variety. I think let me see. It was a couple of writers: Victoria Monet, Taylor Parks, Emily Warren, Justin Tranter, and more songwriters signed letter calling for artists to stop demanding credits on blah 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 blah. So someone else wrote the letter, but they all signed it.
Yeah, that's never going to happen, especially with the top people. They're gonna keep demanding that credit on this song, but I don't. Why? If it's something that because
there's money in the royalties and there's money in that. There's money in being a songwriter on something. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can eat off. You can eat off a song. You can eat off a song for a long time. One song,
and that's terrible. Like, write your own shit. Right?
They can't. They need the writers.
Oh Lord, in the society we live today, I know one thing: if I'm gonna pen something for you and it become a hit, I want my money. I want my money. I want it in my account first.
I was watching. Do you know Terrell? The Terrell Show on YouTube?
No.
Okay, so it's a YouTuber named Terrell. Y'all know Terrell. And he had Eric Bellinger. You know Eric Bellinger, the singer?
I know him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he writes a lot of people's songs, especially for Chris Brown and all them. And he was on the Terrell Show, and he was talking about how like, with a songwriter, they won't get paid until like way after.
Wow.
Like months after, maybe to a year. So they have to live a broke life for a long time before they can actually get paid for that song that they wrote 5 months ago or some shit like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not a broke life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you have to remember, broke to songwriters and broke to regular normal people is a different thing.
Yeah.
Broke to them is like 50,000 in their account.
Oh no. He said, you know, he said verbatim, he was like, you know, you're not gonna get paid for this song right now, so you're gonna go and do your whole Postmates and shit like that. He used to work in Chuck E. Cheese. He used to have a lot of little odd jobs before he started getting paid from music. Yeah. And he wrote a lot of people's songs. He wrote a lot of Chris Brown hits.
Wow.
I feel like he is what's that lady's name that writes Rihanna's hits a lot? Damn it.
Esther Dean.
Yes, I feel like he's the Esther Dean to Chris Brown sometimes. Chris Brown, all the R&B niggas, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Esther Dean's pen is crazy.
It's crazy.
Correct.
Crazy. She writing for damn City Girls sometimes.
Esther Dean?
Yeah, she wrote a hook. She wrote the hook. It's called This Old Man on the City Girls' last project. She wrote the hook to that, and she also was like helping JT with her verse. Like it's a video of it. Like she was in the studio with JT, like helping her to write her verse. Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, Jamie keep calling me my holistic doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's actually the last of my topics list, and I wanted to say real quick that you know, I loved her live Jaguar performance and her live Touch Me performance as well. I don't have any music that I'm listening to right now. I'm still really busy. But that's it for me, honestly. So, do you have any last words? I really love that you were on the show with me today.
Of course, and I loved being on the show as per usual. My last words are just do good things, make great, you know, judgments and decisions in your life, and embrace everyone, love everyone as you're supposed to, and you know, everything should be all right.
All right, y'all. Well, make sure you guys listen to Heard the Podcast on all podcast streaming platforms. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, HER''D, the podcast. Make sure you guys support us on Anchor. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Heard the Podcast. This is Danny. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Lasana, for joining me. And
Absolutely.
bye.
I don't know if